Retro Future.
Greetings everyone, I'm Bonsart of Radio Retro Future and welcome to our first video of 2024, where I want to give a little bit of an update on what I'm planning for the channel and the Association of Ishtar series for this year and what I want to do with that. So my first announcement is that our first book this year, Anwin Adventures in Responsible Doll Ownership, is now live both on Amazon and of course also for sale on our own web store. The links are down in the description, and yeah, I'm particularly proud of this one. Not only does it have extremely fun illustrations by Johan Alexander, our usual in-house artist, but we also have it's just an adorable story, which is great for these dark times of the year, and maybe a little bit of comfort in the uncertain times that we're currently living in. That's our first announcement. Our second announcement, that as I had said in 2023, I want to do more art contests, and that's why I started the first one, which is with a deadline for February 29th, which has the theme Cyberpunk in the past. And for more information, you can go to our website, associationofishtar.com/contest, for more information. And I'm very curious how many people will respond this time. So we'll see how that goes, and I want to do more of these contests like every 2 months or so everyone has plenty of time to work on their submissions. And maybe I'll also do like a coloring contest, because we've got a lot of line art which is just amazing, most of which is also by Johan Alexander, but also by some other artists. So yes, and if you enjoy coloring overall, yes, we do have an Association of Ishtar themed coloring book, which was also our first Kickstarter, which brings me to the next topic, Kickstarters. Yeah, so we're rounding off our current one, the first issue of Journey to Elysium, our comic with, again, art by Johan Alexander. And then it should be with the American backers and beyond in the next 2 weeks, I hope. So yeah, by February you should have your rewards in-house. And with that, yeah, the next Kickstarter, I am already preparing that, which is going to be the Casket Girls, which is an idea I've been working on for various years now, but now we are actually working. A matter of fact, it was a story included in our first comic, S36 The Call Girl, where I included the first story that I wrote for that series, and that is now chapter 1 and 2, I think, in a new book. I'm going through the final revisions, and Johan is currently making the art, and the art is looking amazing. Also, the response from people has also been far louder than usual. So I have high hopes for this Kickstarter, which will also include, yes, we are working on new 3D miniatures for you to print. So what I'm gonna do, like before, if we get enough followers on our pre-launch page, which I hope to launch in a day or 3, then you can follow that, and if we have more than 100 followers on there, I might look into additional miniatures, because those that's quite an investment. In other merch related news, I actually have merch related to Anwin in production, which includes a prototype for a doll and very fluffy key rings. So that's gonna be fun, and maybe I'm gonna be offering those with the Casket Girl Kickstarter as add-ons as well. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see, because I'll also be going to conventions this year. Matter of fact, one to the end of the month, which is the Fantasy Village in Zaandam in the Netherlands. And if anyone from the Netherlands is watching and would like to join me and talk about the Association of Ishtar all the whole weekend long, I need someone to assist me at the stand, which basically you don't have to do much. It's mostly just there an extra couple of eyes, and I can take it easy. That's all that is required, and of course you'll have a free day at the convention. So there's that. In other community activities, I am looking into getting those writing sprint started. I have postponed that for a very long time, but I really should get those started. The challenge will be to write 150 word stories to really practice your world building skills, but also how to summarize your ideas into a kind of like elevator pitch style format, which is also narrative. So it's not just, writing exposition. It's the point is that you actually write a 150 word story explaining a concept. And as I said before, in case the story gets approved for the Association of Ishtar, it becomes canon automatically. And you can submit, or somebody else for that matter, can submit the short story version for that another time. Well, I just mentioned I postponed this project for a very long time. That's because I had back issues. I still have back issues. It's still not healed fully, but it's getting better now. I can actually go back to a normal day where I actually can get back to writing. And finishing up some things that I need to do. So yeah, for me, what I'm gonna do this year, I wanna do a lot more marketing this year. I don't wanna do too much because I don't think I have enough content yet to make it, to actually get a return on the money I'll invest in advertisements and stuff like that. It's mostly going to be word of mouth. So, if you want to help the series or help this channel, know that all the money that I make currently on this project is going to my illustrators like Johan, and I'm also working with some others, but I cannot afford many more at the moment. So yeah, and that also brings me to something else. A lot of people have shown interest in the Casket Girls. Now, the Kickstarter I hope to do like March or early April. That's kind of like the deadline I set for myself. It's probably going to be April, to be honest. Like the book, as usual, is already done. We are finalizing some of the art. I'm looking into like what other types of art we can do for it. I don't want to invest too much in this one because this one has a lot of art in it, and it's like a tenth of Anwin's illustration, so that was quite a money sink, but yeah, I think it's worth it. The art is just simply adorable. So I'm now looking into like what kind of art can we do for the Casket Girls, which is more military thing. It's also a bit more mature than the usual stuff I've written so far, but it's about women who serve as robot pilots in a penal legion, so it's probably gonna be the only series where I can, let the reins go a little and include a little bit more mature, not explicit content, but more adult themes, shall we say. So yeah, that's one reason. And like I said, people are really enthused about that, so I might do a lot more of that. We'll see. What else did I want to touch upon? So yeah, other books I already were in the works. I'm currently working on some scenes for the second Enwin book. I want to do a Kickstarter in the next year early. That's why I'm doing the Enwin doll prototypes as well, and as well as the key rings. That's in preparation for that. I'm working on another kind of like mecha series, which is a bit more heroic than the Casket Girls, which is the Knights of Avalon, which is I wouldn't say naive. It's yeah, I'm still struggling a little bit with the themes on that one. It's been a rough process, but we're getting there. I finished some chapters on that already, which brings me to my next topic. If you're curious to our world, you have not yet bought the books, or you're interested in the ebooks, we have a platform called REAM where you can actually read all our short stories for free. You don't have to become a member for that. I publish a new short story there at the moment every week now. But you can also become a member there, and at certain tiers you'll also get early access, which will mean you'll get to read things like the Casket Girls and the Knights of Avalon long before everybody else. And if we get more people on there, I'll also start like posting chapters that are already done, that are probably rough drafts. But then the wonderful thing about REAM stories, it's kind of like Patreon for writers, but you'll also get like stories, and it's a lot of automated, so it's a lot more efficient for me to do it there. But one of the wonderful things, one of the wonderful features is that when you read stories there, you can add comments. Like at every other line. So it's a lot of streamlining has gone into it. And soon I also should be able to include pictures in those uploads as well. It's a very new platform, you see. So they're still implementing a lot of new stuff. I already got some backers on it, but I would love to have more followers and of course support on there. Like I said, I want to do a lot more art, which brings me, I guess, to the videos. Recently I published the first alternate history video that explains the lore of our world, which really goes into depth, like how did things become the way they are. I delve more into this into our latest video on steampunk warfare, which is more of a Steampunk Beginner's Guide episode. However, I use my world as an example of how I develop vehicles for that, for simplicity's sake, and meanwhile also expanding my own world, where I touch upon stuff that's going to happen later on in our universe. So there's that, which brings me to my next video. That's going to be on the organization called REAM. Now, the people who have read the Association of Ishtar books already know a little bit about that organization. It's kind of like an international organization that monitors like paranormal activity on the world. That's not really true, but you know, for simplicity's sake, it's complicated. But yeah, the next video is going to be on the history of the Congress of Vienna. So there's going to be a lot of real world history in there, but then we're also going to go into the science fiction topic, which is going to be my structure for these upcoming videos, where we start with actual historical events and then we go into a science fiction topic, and that's what I want to continue doing. So yes, but I'm currently working on the script. It's one of the reasons that I'm making this video now, so I have a little bit of overlap, because I'm not sure how long writing the script will take, because I'm writing a lot of new stuff here. And I'm still struggling a little bit with how to do it exactly, because it doesn't really have a hero at this point. I'm not sure. I probably wanted to have like a main character, as it were. Now it has just historical characters, but I want to include an original one as well with the creation of this organization. So yeah, this is all kinds of information that's not yet included in the book. So these videos will actually be part of the expanded Association of Ishtar universe. So if you cannot read the books or get the audiobooks, we do have audiobooks both on YouTube and on Audible. You can actually just watch the videos and enjoy it that way. Of course, there will be, in some cases, there are gonna be spoilers there for future stuff, but that's what it is. But what I really wanted to touch upon is that I also want to include far more original art. Now, in the Ghulam Ali video that we made for the launch for Journey to Elysium, we included art by both Johan and Alex Castro. He's a Brazilian artist who's made some amazing work for the Association of Ishtar as well. What I'm doing now is that I commission comic book pages worth of material. So I can say to my artist, well, you know, I want 2 comic book pages with illustrations. And, you know, we agree to, okay, we can fit all these illustrations on those 2 pages. And that's kind of like how we're doing it right now. And it seems to work so far. So yeah, if you are an illustrator, you're interested in doing such a challenge, let me know. Yeah, so Raw, finally, the tabletop RPG. Yes, there is a bit of movement there. The game developer, Chalk Outline Games, is working on it. However, he's currently finalizing another project that he's doing. They're currently working on a modern warfare style TTRPG. It's something that he really wanted to do. He's now finalizing it. And when that is done, he can devote his time to the Association of Ishtar tabletop RPG. So I hope to meet him this month so we can start at least talking a little bit about doing the promotion side of things, you know, making people infused, looking for people who want to playtest this system. In the meantime, he's already doing playtests. So that's all his available time right now. And he does so at like ludicrous times as well. So yeah, that's I think everything. So yeah, like I said, just a quick update video on like what is going on. What do we have planned for 2024? So book-wise, now N1 is just out. Next one is gonna be the Casket Girls. I finished the script for Journey to Elysium Part 2, so I hope to do a Kickstarter for Part 1 and 2 in October this time, but it's gonna be depending on like how far Johan will get by then. I try to avoid November because, we got a lot of retractions this time, and I suspect it has things to do with, Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that stuff. I'm not an American, so we don't have a lot of festivities going on in November, so I did not think about that. But yeah, so I hope to do October this time. So that's the Kickstarter front. Like I said, I want to do more alternate history videos. I do have a new podcast planned with a known YouTuber, or at least he's known in the Battletech community as Mage Leader. He recently wrote a Western, and that's something that I want to talk about more too. That's definitely a video I should make this year, is on Western and its influences on steampunk. And I think the influence, for those who watched my earlier videos on steampunk characters, goes way further than just Weird West and, the cowboy steampunks. So that's definitely another topic that I want to discuss. And with that, I think I covered everything that I want to do. If you have requests for videos you want me to see this year, or if you have story ideas or things that you want to see about the Association of Ishtar, if you want to, I should also do more short stories with various voice actors. I've got a lot of people who say, oh, I want to do voice work for the short stories. And I'm like, but that takes a lot of organization on my part, and I'm still a one-man show, so that's kind of like a thing. I can only split my attention that many ways, and being productive on the writing side. Writing also takes a lot of time. I know I produce a lot, but yeah, I'm currently working like on 3 different books. I'm making notes for the next novel. What that's going to be about. Like I said, working on the second N1 novel and all that stuff. Already making notes for the second Casket Girl book as well, and where that's going to go thematically as well. So yeah, that's a lot of brainstorming at the moment and trying to figure out what the next book is going to be, where I want to focus my attention on next. And now my back issues are slowly resolving. I can finally, focus my energy on that. So yeah, and as I said, I need to have more community activities. So yeah, gonna need to look into that, how to do that. But it's definitely something I really want to do. I would love to have like a community-made anthology, for example. Yeah, I might have another comic book project in the works, but we'll see if that actually comes off the ground first. I'm very careful with illustrators, as I said before. Many illustrators begin very enthusiastically, and then I never heard from them again. So we'll have to see how that project will go. But yeah, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bid you adieu. I hope you'll have a healthy and productive 2024. And of course, to you and your loved ones, of course. And as always, make it your way.